Hi everyone, Agnes here, and I'm going to be answering a viewer's question today from F, and it's about everyone is you pushed out. So, it goes like this. The question is, Agnes, if everyone is you pushed out, what happens when someone passes on that we didn't want to pass on? My girlfriend just lost her uncle last night, and I have been meditating for the last 2 weeks or envisaging her telling me how he is better at the same time of sending love to him. With his passing and the belief of everyone is us pushed out, I find myself carrying a bit of guilt as though I contributed to it. Though intellectually I don't believe that be the case. Does this make sense or am I just dribbling? Okay, F. Now, everyone is us pushed out, as in what we see in front of us, what is in our orbit, what is right in front of us, is a relation to us in relation to what we think, feel, and believe. Now, also, which runs parallel to that, is free will. Now, I know many of you who, we discuss this topic of free will, and I am standing in the position that I do believe in free will. Why? Because people still can accept or reject what you send. Now, I envisaged my father being very well and seeing him healthy and happy when he had Alzheimer's, and he had that for 7 years. Now, my father gave me the very good lesson and example that free will exists because he did not accept what I sent him. He wanted to leave. He wanted to go and leave his body and no longer be on this planet. So it doesn't matter how much I would radiate and do things in relation to him being well, he still made a decision and a choice to not be here. So yes, everyone is us pushed out, and simultaneously, like train tracks, parallel, people can still reject what you send. Now, it is about influence. You can influence, you can affect, you can change if someone accepts and receives what it is that you send out. So we can influence, we cannot control. The laws of nature are the laws of nature. As we know, there are many laws. The law of assumption, the law of projection, the law of liberty, the law of attraction, the laws of nature. They're all laws and they dovetail and work together. But I do think it's making peace that we do not have control over life. This is something that we need to make peace with over the years, that we cannot control the external world. We can definitely make a attempt to influence and affect it by working on self-love, by affirming, by meditation, by really projecting out that which we desire. But we also need to have some humility, I think, and remember that there's so much more at play than just us, and that this big, huge universe of ours has got so much more going on that we can even understand or imagine. Even studying the laws, even studying what we think we know, even putting things into practice. There is a humility with understanding that this amazing system, this place that we call Earth, home, the world, whatever country you're in, there is so much more at play than what we know and what we can begin to understand. So it's, remembering to really, really get to the point where we do what we can while we're here, but we also accept and remember the humility part, which is we cannot control. Influence, have a go, do what you can, imagine what you want and all of that. But if someone wants to leave their body, why are we here trying to impose and force them to stay? So now, you may not be trying to force that. You may just really want them to be healthy and well, which was the case with me and my father. But my father taught me a very important lesson. No matter what I wanted for him, and I knew deep down that of course he would have preferred to be well, but he had actually come to a point where he wanted to leave. So was that conscious? Was that just his spirit? Was that just him, because his mind had gone? And any of you that have been around someone who suffers from Alzheimer's or dementia knows what that progression is like. People check out bit by bit by bit, and eventually they're no longer there. So it's a process of us understanding that just because we want something for someone, that might not be what they want for themselves. And that's where the free will comes in, and that's where we have to have some humility and have some acceptance. So I don't think that you caused someone to die, or that you were doing the wrong thing by imagining him well and happy and all of that, because I'm sure that's, on some level what people want for themselves. But when somebody decides to go and their time is up and they choose to go in whatever way they choose to go, we have to accept that that is that person's choice, and that we have to make peace with that. And that might take some time. We sometimes have to grieve, and we sometimes have to get to a deeper level of understanding that the law of attraction isn't just us bending everybody's will or forcing or trying to impose health on somebody when that's not what they want, you see. So yeah, it's not an easy thing to accept. It's not an easy thing to accept, but I do think really making peace with it. We do not have control, but we can influence, and sitting in that nice little gray area and doing what we can when it comes to anybody around us or anything around us, our money, our relationships, our jobs, our meaningful work, our health, all of that. It really is about understanding that is two sides of the coin. I can influence, but I cannot control. And when someone passes away, that's when you really learn that lesson, especially someone that's very close to you. That's when you learn that at a deeper level, I think. So, F, lots of love. Hope I've answered your question. It was a really good one, because I think this everyone as you pushed out is, a big subject. And I think talking about it with a particular situation makes a bigger understanding of the mechanics of how it works. Okay, so lots of love, everyone. I'm going to have a little swim in my shark protected, I'm going to show you my shark protected pool behind me. I can't even see because the screen's glaring. Yeah, there's a shark protected pool there. So I will be doing more YouTubes, because apparently that shark net doesn't have any holes on it. All right, everyone, lots of love. I'm going for a swim, my pocket of joy.